Hello, everyone. Welcome to the QC Show. I'm so happy you are here with me today. And again, I have next to me is the one and only Mr. Stone from Stone Global Realty, my husband. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me back.
One day he's my boyfriend, the other day he's my husband. So y'all know when he's my boyfriend, it's a different conversation at our house. But when he's my husband, it's a different conversation. Okay, many of you say, you know what? Wesley's always so behind the scene. And he always have that serious looking face and have so much thing going on. The only thing that y'all love to watch him is when you see my Facebook Live on Sunday. That's when you get to see him and he just like, he have two words to say all the time. But beside all of that, I love his wisdom, his collectiveness, his analytical skills. And I love so much about how Stone Global Realty able to, you as a real estate strategist, you are an incredible mentor to all of the team, shared with everybody. Real estate is not just about buy and sell, even though you do commercial and residential, but you really analyze with everything. And one of the projects I really wanted you to share with our community is on the Sherman project.
Yes.
Beautiful property, 220 acre.
Well, we had 220 acres that we helped the landowner sell. We actually sold that property to a developer out of Canada. I'm currently working with them on that with developing it. We'll have about 1,400 units of mostly single-family residence. There will be a mixed-use development in the center with apartments on the top, retail at the bottom, and everything. Hopefully we'll be breaking ground on that development next year. Currently I have another 66 acres that's located not far from that 220 acres. That's in that prime growth area between Highway 75 and Highway 289, which is Preston Road coming out of Dallas.
Yeah, many of your project is not even listed, and your client really love and trust you because your analytical skill and your strategist behind the scene. But many of you might not even realize Sherman is one of the booming city in America right now.
Yes, Sherman has a lot going for it. With the relocation of TXI, TI having their $30 billion wafer facility, along with Global Tech Semiconductors. They're doing another $15 to $20 billion facility. And just those two companies themselves are bringing in so much growth with new jobs and people coming in that it's really boosted the economy of Sherman and the need for residential housing, retail services, and everything.
And you work so closely with the city, with economic development, to make sure that everything is all aligned with the city visions and to make sure that aligned with the developer out in Canada. Share a little bit about that because that's exciting.
Well, we went through a review with the city and everything, and I worked with them. This was prior to them actually signing a contract and purchasing the property. We sat down with the city several times to make sure their development that they wanted to bring in aligned with the vision of Sherman city planners and everything. And then we sit down. There's several existing communities that surround this property, and so we had meetings with those residents and stuff so that they could voice their concerns. There's an older development on the east side or west side of the property, and they've always been used to, these are 1 and 2 acre lots, and they've been used to being able to look out their backyards and just see nature, because this was an undeveloped property. So they was concerned about the aesthetic appeal, and so we worked out a compromise to bring in additional buffering zones and trees to make it more aesthetic appealing than just looking at the back of someone's house.
That's right. Well, I have some questions for you. What make the 66.42 acre property in Sherman such a significant investment opportunity, especially given the current agriculture zoning?
Yeah. It is agricultural zone right now, but this is a classic future growth scenario. Like I mentioned before, this property is located between Highway 75 and 289, and it's right to the south, the city of Sherman, and this is where everything is growing to. They built the new Sherman High School right there a couple of years ago. There are new developments going in, new apartment houses being built. The city industrial complex is just to the east of us.
That's right.
TI is just to the south of us. So there's a lot of jobs and everything that's coming into just that one specific area right there.
Yeah.
And then we're not very far from where the North Dallas Tollway is proposed to be built in the future, coming up out of Dallas and everything. And so it just gives direct access to Frisco, where Frisco is now becoming major entertainment hub with the Dallas Stars located there. Universal Studios coming in with their new facility and everything.
Wish we would have that when we have our young baby.
Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet that this is all being developed, in my opinion, because the past 6 years I've had the opportunity to hunt in this area, and now it's being developed out.
Hunt. He loved to hunt, everyone. Okay, can you elaborate on economic booming in Sherman, how it's directly impact the value of the potential in this property?
Well, the economic value that Sherman has right now is just all the new businesses that are coming in, like we mentioned, TI with their facility, Global Tech, their semiconductors. A lot of the older existing businesses such as Sunny Delight, Tyson's and stuff, they're actually expanding and adding on new jobs and stuff in that area also. And then we have the two big community resorts that's being built along Texoma, one on the Oklahoma side and then the other on the Texas side just north of the Sherman area.
That's awesome. And, I love seeing how all the development and everything, planning out and expansion in the DFW area. We love that so much, and seeing so many grow, people moving in from all different states and all of that. And you be able to help, the brokers in 50 different states and over 27 different countries.
Yes, our brokerage is licensed in all 50 states here. And then we have offices in 24 different countries, and so we're able to work with our clients and put teams into place that can help them to expand here in Texas or across the nation if need be.
And you mentor so many folks behind the scene with commercial and residential real estate like that, and I love how seeing and watching you work behind the scene, and your wisdom and your knowledge and your humble and your kindness. Of course, you're my husband, so I want to brag about you all the time, but you just, have so much to give to the world. So thank you so much. The third question I want to ask you is, beyond residential development, what other potential use might be on this large tract, land, and long-term consider the Sherman and its growth?
Yeah, well, this particular piece of property, it's located within the Sherman's ETJ, and it's in that growth corridor between 75 and 289. And so with the potential of this property, it has road frontage along one of the major, right now it's a rural county road and everything, but it's in as designated as one of the major thoroughfares, as Sherman continues to grow. So with rezoning potentials and stuff, this could be commercial or industrial aspects in the future.
Well, that's such an incredible project. That's 220 acre. But what make me so much more impressed is that you constantly advocate for our student, emerging professional, especially when talking about the growth of TI $30 billion project that will bring in a lot of jobs for our student, as well as that global techs. So you're constantly out there and talking to folks and say, hey, if you guys are hiring or anything like that, we have an incredible program called Emerging Professional. So thank you so much for that. If anyone that watch this and want to know more about Stone Global Realty or our foundation, The Source of Hope, you can definitely check out www.thesourceofhope.org. That's why we work so hard so that we'll be able to do what we do. It's become a corporate responsibility. But if they need to find more, or if people looking for to buy, sell, lease, residential, commercial, real estate strategy, because everybody can be a realtor, so you can buy and sell, but a real estate strategist is something that works so hard for you behind the scene, and have been doing this since 1998. Tell them how they can get a hold of you, honey.
Well, they can reach me directly by phone at 214-336-5962, or you can email me at info@stoneglobalrealty.com, or email me directly at wesley.stone@exp.com.
That's right. Until next time, this is QC with the QC Show. I'm glad you joining me here with my incredible husband. See you next time you come back on my podcast.
I have no choice. You tell me I have to.
We're going to dig in and find more projects. So if you like all of this episode, we're going to have a lot of Hope in Action. And this is just part of Hope in Action that we're doing. So I cannot wait to share more with all of our community leader who actually is a huge corporate responsibility and come support Source of Hope. Take care. This is QC. See you next podcast.